we're gonna take we're gonna do a little something special here. We're gonna do.
Nate's not here.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Nate, for not being here. Now we got a little extra time this week, so we're gonna talk about some comments that we've had from people, viewers on YouTube. And I think the first comment will be regarding The Dark Knight and our Dark Knight review. One of our readers states, you know, they want to know who we think would be the best pick to play the Joker in the next Batman movie.
I can tell you without a doubt, I have not a shred of doubt in my mind that I don't have the slightest clue who could follow up Heath Ledger's performance. I mean, I could go out and I could try and pick the best actors to be able to do that, and there'd be something that probably still would work. I could pick the best people who would visually do the part, or you could listen to Nathan, who left a comment on the video and I think probably made the crappiest pick ever. But it's just, I'm going to have to go ahead and repeat what Mike said.
Hey,
no one we trust.
Why are you stealing my line? I let you talk first, and then you take my line.
Booyah.
But I think it's right. When everybody heard Heath Ledger had been picked, people are going, "What, Heath Ledger? He's gonna suck. That's gonna be horrible. Look at Knight's Tale," and then he pulls off this performance, an amazing performance.
I've said before, you know, he started off with the feel good, you know, the 10 Things I Hate About You little teeny pop movie.
Well, he was definitely banking on his looks in those early days.
Knight's Tale.
And then, like every serious actor,
stuff like that, he wanted to be taken seriously. He did something. He did a couple movies that were a big risk. The biggest one everybody talks about, Brokeback Mountain. If he would have lived after this to go from a movie like Brokeback Mountain, where he took a huge risk, that could have tanked his career. A lot of people thought it was going to The Dark Knight, to show the range that he can play. His career is set in stone. I mean, it is, but it's not going anywhere else from here, really.
Well, a lot of actors will take that kind of risk. They'll take the iffy movie so that they're not typecast into these certain roles.
Some people felt that way about Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man. Some people thought that, you know, he was a horrible choice for it, when really he's lived much of the role of his life.
Yeah, the addict.
Yeah.
I have to say, his new movie looks awesome. Have you seen the trailers for that?
No.
Oh, he plays a black actor that gets kidnapped, and you'll have to see the trailer. It's very fun.
Check it out. But as far as the Heath Ledger thing,
in Nolan we trust. In Christopher Nolan, we trust. Whoever he picks will be the best choice, inevitably, because he made the great pick, the right choice the first time.
People don't make the mistake of comparing the next actor to Heath Ledger. Compare him to the Joker.
Yeah. Definitely. More viewer comments have been on Captain Britain and MI-13.
And if any of you have read the comics on there, or the comments on there, Mike had a pretty good dialogue with Red Dragon UK. I even piped in and said a couple things myself. And I kept to my word. I actually went back and I had Mike order. I got a third printing. But I had him order issue 1 and I paid for it out of my own money. And I ordered issue 2 and I've got up to 3. And I have sat back and I've read them and tried to, you know, look at them in not our cramped review time every week. And I've sat back and I've read them like I would any of my other comics. I have to eat crow. They are actually very good. I mean, I was curious from the initial one, but I made, you know, too many snap judgments in my own mind beforehand. I actually want to know what happens, you know. I found myself, you know, Red Dragon, if you see this, you might get a kick out of it. I found myself, as an American, in the scene in the third comic where all the British flags are being ripped off the pole and wrapping up around Captain Britain. I got goosebumps. I thought that was a very cool part in the comics. I have to, again, I take back my previous statement. I was wrong, and I have no problem admitting that. I will continue to pick them up.
And this isn't the first time, or the only time, that one of us has recanted his statement about a comic. When we do these reviews, we're on a very short time frame. We actually have the comics coming on Wednesdays, and we shoot these on Fridays. So we only have a couple of days to read everything.
Between our lives and our jobs. And
so our initial reactions are what you get. That's how we initially
By
feel.
no means am I saying that we have, not read the comics.
Right.
We sit down every week and we read them front to back. We don't skip it. Mike even makes me read some of the male stuff on the back. I don't want to. But if we say we've read it, we have read it.
Right.
Just sometimes you don't get the chance to let a story fully absorb.
Yeah, sometimes it has to sink in a little bit, and you have to look at it on multiple levels before the full true picture is formed, and you can make a real great opinion.
I have no problem saying right on here, I was wrong. I made a snap judgment on a comment, or a comic, and because of your comment, Red Dragon UK, I went back and you have proven yourself right.
And in other of our comic reviews, Nate had actually blasted Immortal Iron Fist number 16. He didn't care for the story at all, and I don't know that he gave it his full attention when he was reading it, but he read issue 17, which we reviewed, was it last week? Last week.
I think so.
And he loved issue 17. He added it to his subscription list. So, I mean, he definitely, he's already posted a comment out on YouTube basically telling people, hey, no, he was completely wrong. 16 is even good now that he's gone back and relooked at it. So, we're not infallible. Okay, you and Nate are not infallible. I have yet to recant any of my...
It's because you usually don't take a side on anything. You try to play the middle of the road.
That's usually how I feel about
everything. One set of comments that I want to address, I don't know, I didn't tell Mike I was going to address this, so this could be fun.
Yeah.
We haven't done our secondary review for D&D 4th edition yet. We said we were going to. We're probably getting pretty close to where we could do it.
Probably.
But we have not done it yet. As somebody who has already started planning a campaign, I've already ran a session myself. I've played in a couple different run-throughs with a couple different characters. I think a lot of people are making snap judgments on this new gaming system.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go into all of it now because this review is yet to come, but in regards to comments on there, a lot of people, I honestly believe, are making negative comments because they're afraid of change and they haven't actually read the books. They haven't read and see how everything works. You might find something you don't think makes sense, and there are some things in there we found that have discrepancies. We think maybe this was a little rushed or this was a little rushed, but most of it's not the game mechanic, it's how a specific power will work.
Right.
I think a lot of people are just the same problem you had going from original D&D to AD&D to 3 to 3.5. It's people are afraid of the change in the game that they know and love.
And I think a lot of these people they see it as, I already have money invested in this version of the game. Why would I want to start a new version? I'm just going to blast it so that I feel justified in not buying it.
When I first heard it was coming out, was furious because I had a line of books on my shelf like this of just D&D books. And I was angry because I'm like, I have to start all over now. I have to go out and I have to buy new. Maybe I won't play 4th edition.
He was.
The more and more I heard about 4th edition, I heard some things I didn't like, heard some things I did. When the books finally came out, I went through them and I read them unbiasedly. And a lot of people are saying that 4th edition has taken out any of the creativity. It's taken out role-playing. It's nothing but a hyped-up combat game. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. From somebody who's read the books front to back, unless you are just an uncreative DM or an uncreative player, you're wrong.
Yeah, there's just as much creativity in this version as there has ever been.
Yeah, we're already making Mike's brain hurt by being creative with different powers and using them in ways that they weren't necessarily intended, but are still well within the rules. It supports non-combat encounters and things. Well, I don't want to get into all that.
We'll deal with this in a future review.